Once upon a time, there was a boy who used to be cheerful and lively. But one day, for reasons unknown, he suddenly became quiet and sad. He often sat alone in dark rooms, talking to himself, avoiding everyone. Those around him grew worried and kept asking, "What's wrong, dear?" But he only shook his head, not knowing how to respond. It seemed like nothing could make him happy anymore. One day, a famous Zen master known for his wisdom and compassion came to stay near the boy's village for a few days. Hearing the news, the boy's father, with a glimmer of hope, brought his son to meet the monk. They didn't talk much. The boy simply sat silently beside him for a long time. For the first time, he felt at ease sitting near someone without being forced to speak or explain. Sensing the peace and gentleness radiating from the master, the boy slowly opened up. He spoke through choked words. "I want to tell you what I've been holding in my heart and ask you something. Why is it that some people succeed despite many hardships, while others can never overcome their sadness and failure?" Then he continued, his eyes filled with sorrow. "I've tried so hard for the past 2 years to achieve an important goal, but I failed. Since then, every day I feel like a loser. I'm so tired. Please give me something. Something that can take away this pain and disappointment." The Zen master looked at him with kind eyes and smiled. He said, "I don't have magic, but I have a story, and in it you'll find all the answers you've been searching for." The master began his tale. Long ago, there was a king beloved by his people. He was not only brave and strong, but also handsome and regal. The people of his kingdom were always proud just to catch a glimpse of him from afar. Then, war broke out. Enemies from distant lands invaded. For 11 days, the king led his army without rest. With courage and unwavering will, he defended his country from devastation. But the cost was high. He lost a leg, an eye, and bore a large scar across his face that frightened those who saw it. After the victory one day, the king strolled through the palace and stopped before a gallery of portraits of former rulers. They were all depicted with majesty and grace, whole, dignified, and full of presence. The king wondered, will future generations remember my courage, or only see a broken body and a scarred face? The next day, he made a special proclamation. The finest artists in the land were summoned to the palace and tasked with painting his portrait. But with two conditions. The painting must be truthful and must inspire future generations. Upon hearing this, the artists were troubled. They thought, if they painted his wounds truthfully, the king might get angry. But if they concealed the truth, they would violate the first condition. None dared to accept. The king grew furious. He pointed to a young painter standing in the corner and declared, "You will paint my portrait within 5 days. If you fail, all of you will be punished." Terrified, the young man slept that night on the palace floor. But the next morning, he made a decision: to sit still and truly observe the king's image with a calm mind. For 2 days, he simply sat quietly, eyes closed, letting his mind recreate the king's true image in his heart. Then a miracle happened. He no longer saw the wounds. Instead, he saw a heroic figure on horseback, drawing a bow, one eye closed in concentration, with the leg hidden behind the horse's body. On the 6th day, in the grand hall filled with people, the painting was unveiled. The room fell silent. Then, thunderous applause erupted. It was a masterpiece. The image of the king was powerful and brave, revealing greatness behind the pain. The king, deeply moved, asked, "Why were you able to do what no one else dared to?" The young artist replied, "Your Majesty, I did not look at you with fearful eyes, but with a peaceful heart. When the mind is still, I can clearly see the greatness in you far beyond your outer wounds. I understand now. I'm like those other artists. When facing pain, all I see is loss. I fear failure, and I don't dare look at it directly." The Zen master gently added, "That's right. When difficulties arise, most people react with anxiety, fear, or avoidance. They set goals, make plans, work hard. But when one unexpected event occurs, they start complaining and give up. I did that too. I gave up, even though I tried so hard." "You know," said the master, "the difference between those who succeed and those who fail isn't in who faces fewer difficulties, but in who can calmly observe and overcome them with a clear mind." He paused briefly and continued, "Remember this. When you turn away from a problem, You not only lose an opportunity, you lose yourself. Every time you avoid pain, you also give up the chance to see your inner strength. The boy sat in deep thought. The Zen master looked into his eyes and asked, "Do you know what the best reaction is when facing hardship?" What is it, sir?" "It's to not react at all. Just sit down quietly. Observe everything that's happening, both outside and inside. Don't rush to judge, don't rush to conclude. Be like that young painter, calm, observant, and wait for the true image to appear." Explained further. Everyone who looked at the king only focused on the wounds, and because of that, they were afraid and hesitant. Just like how you're seeing yourself now, only noticing failure, so you think you're worthless. But when the young painter paused and looked with a peaceful heart, he saw a hero, not a wounded man. And you can do the same with yourself. The boy lifted his head, his eyes a little brighter. "But how can I learn to see like that?" Learn the true art of life. Anyone can learn to draw or paint, but only a true artist can see beauty in what seems painful. And that is something you can train yourself to do. The master continued, his voice warm. "From today on, look at the things that make you sad without fear. Don't avoid them. Observe them with a quiet mind. Slowly, you'll begin to see opportunities in every challenge. Your world will change, not because the outside changes, but because the way you see life changes." He concluded, "Remember, no app, video, or news is more valuable than your focus and time. If you can keep a peaceful heart and a clear perspective, everything can become a blessing." And if you agree, I'll share many more stories like this. Together, we will conquer ourselves.